Okay, so we're here at Chedraui, which is basically, I mean, they have Walmart down here, but it's the equivalent, I would say, of Walmart and Target. It has a grocery section, pharmacy section, and then a bunch of clothes, plates, and stuff like that. But it's a giant shopping mall. It's about 3 floors, and probably one of the only places here with air condition. As you can see, there's that line again. But man, Mexico is killing me. I actually put sunscreen on today. I think this is mainly from yesterday. You can see where the line of my hat is kind of showing, and where that's gonna be a funny tan line. But yeah, this is gonna be a funny tan line. We'll see how it goes. My nose is getting really red, but none of it actually hurts, which is kind of surprising. Put sunscreen on today because I knew we were gonna be outside going to Xochimilco, but we ended up talking to a guy asking, I wanted to ask what they were kind of doing ecologically for the park, and it turns out they're actually getting no funding from the government in that area. And he said that they're extremely short-staffed. And it's kind of really sad because he was saying that he made it a lot more sense on the history of this area, and Mexico City is in not Aztecs. We've got that cleared up now. The people here were not Aztecs. We, for some reason in the United States, study them as that, but they're not. They are the Mexicas. And the Mexicas took great pride in the natural environment. And yes, they built a city around this lake, and they embraced it, and they built Chinapas. But apparently the Spaniards came in and started building their houses once they took over, and they had a lot of problems with flooding. And because of that, they brought over expensive stuff from Spain, and they didn't want that being messed up, so they started filling in the water. Apparently they, excuse me, they brought in an Italian architect, not architect, an Italian engineer. This Italian engineer actually advised them to start filling in the lakes. And he said that in Xochimilco, there's only one natural lake, but no one's really allowed to go back there. I think next year we're going to try to go, and because he said that the only way they get their funding is through tickets, sales of books, sales of maps, stuff like that. They really don't get any other money any other way, and it's kind of sad because he said they're so short-staffed that they have 3 gardeners, and that are 3 gardeners that are over the age of 8. And as you know, I mean, they'll work, and they're doing a great job. The place is, the ecological park is getting extremely rehabilitated by the people that are trying to put in that effort, but it's making a huge difference. It's just he doesn't have the people or the funding to be able to handle what that region actually needs. But he was saying that there's one natural lake left, one that's preserved, the one that is from the time of the Mexicas, and that has the original species, stuff like that, and they're trying to combat that right now. Front part, he said that they're not even worried about it because there's so many invasive species, and there's dogs, there's cats, there's fish, plants, and all that stuff that's not natural that was brought in. He said one of the main most known animals that is probably an invasive species there is the turtle. People released them as pets because they didn't want them anymore, and they grew and everything like that, to where they're causing issues. So they're not even concerned with the front part. They're just trying to make it look a little prettier to get people to come. My main point is he said that all the ecological stuff is being focused on that back lake that is there, because that is the only natural lake still left in this entire region, including Mexico City, entire region of Mexico City, sorry. So it's kind of a sad story because he really seemed to have a passion for what he was doing. He just doesn't have the resources, and you can tell by looking at the building, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but for the purpose of saving the ecology, they're really focusing on that instead. There's a couple of holes in the building. You could see where it was leaking water through the roof of the building. I actually got dripped on my arm, but I mean, I completely understand from the standpoint that he's just looking for volunteers. But if there's any way that you could, I would highly encourage to visit this section of the park. this section of Xochimilco instead of the Chinapas. I can't explain enough, like, it is not worth going to the Chinampas. It really is not. It's really trashy. We went through there and it was a very big disappointment because so many people are trying to party and not take care of it that they throw trash straight into the water. That area is extremely polluted because there's so many houses around it with sewage and all that. If you're going to put your money into this region and try to experience what this region truly is, you need to go to the ecological reserve instead and buy tickets. Spend a little extra money, buy a drink, because it all goes back into that park and trying to save that region, and they could use all the help that they could get. And I really believe that you're going to enjoy that a lot more than what the Chinampas have to offer. They're going to overcharge you like it cost us 40 pesos each to get in there to the ecological reserve, and all that money is being put to good use, versus the Chinampas, they're 300 plus pesos to rent one, or actually, I'm sorry, I think it was 500 last year, not 300. We ended up taking a boat that was packed with a bunch of people. It was, I think, 20 each. But it's because they packed so many people in, and it was just a big boat, and you didn't really have much space. I mean, you had a seat, but it was not comfortable, and it was a very big letdown. And I think that's the same experience you're going to get if you go there. I highly suggest going to the ecological reserve versus the other one, because it's just, at least your money is being put for a good use and trying to preserve the environment. And I think you're just going to have a better time seeing what was there, seeing the beautiful lake and what they could do so far, and the progress that they've made so far. Yeah, sorry about the appearance. It's been a fun week and a half so far in Mexico City. We've been outside a lot. My arms here, you can see the tan line. They were completely red, just like my face is right now, and they're starting to slowly turn tan, which is kind of neat. It hadn't hurt too much, and I've been wearing a hat all day, so my hair is just absolutely a mess. But wear sunscreen. Yeah. Last year it was not as sunny. It's actually a little hotter this year, so that's what I was kind of not expecting. Hopefully this tan line here, or this sunburn line from my hat, does not stay that way. Otherwise it's gonna kill me. So yeah, I just thought I would tell you a little bit about what we've done and what we ended up finding out about the area. I study ecology, so it hits me right in the heart to see this region suffering as such because of the history. And it wasn't until about the 1960s, 1970s that U.S. really started taking importance and understanding, hey, our ecology plays a lot into the welfare of our country, even though a lot of people still don't see it that way. Mexico is not quite there yet. They're still trying to take care of their people. They're still trying to make the welfare of lives better. And so the money's not being put into archaeology and biology. Is being put into social services and stuff like that to help people, and building infrastructure, because you can tell that the roads they have a lot of issues. Bridges still have a lot of issues. They're usable, but they're a lot different than the United States, especially North Carolina roads. So I just thought I'd tell you a little bit about what's our day, since we're now here at Chedraui. Kimberly's trying to get money from what her dad sent from the United States, because we're actually going to Michoacan late tonight. We're gonna take a bus, so that way we can be there in the morning. So that's gonna be fun, sleeping on a bus for, I think it's 8 hours to get there. It's actually kind of a struggle right now for her to get it. I think she's been over there for about 10-15 minutes so far, just at the help desk, trying to figure that out. Luckily it's her, not me. That would have been a struggle. I came here to Chedraui because it's actually close to our hotel. It's called the Aztec Hotel, which is a pretty nice hotel for the price. We're paying $400 for 15 days. It's not the nicest. It's a little small of a room, and it's right across from this huge mall with a movie theater and Chedraui at the top floor. But I actually came here the other day without her, and I was asking if I could get change for a 20, because you tip the older people that are bagging stuff for you. That's the only way they make money here. They don't actually get a salary or an hourly rate. I was asking for two 10 pesos for my 20, but I was paying with a card, so he couldn't open it up. And I was I was talking in Spanish, obviously, because he didn't speak English. He's not really nice, really nice guy. He really did try. And then he got to the part where he was asking if I wanted cash back, and I completely did not understand that. I think the last word he said was efectivo, which apparently it has something to do with cash back. I figured that out after the fact. I said sí to it because I thought he was asking if my card worked. No, that's not what he was asking. But so he said cuantos, and I was like, that doesn't seem like the correct response to what I was saying. So I said I was using debit, and he was like, no, that's not what I'm asking. And I was just like, lo siento, pero no te entiendo. And that just means that I'm sorry, but I don't understand. And so he ended up skipping that section for me. Everything else I ended up, everything else I got, everything else I understood. I like the whole conversation of asking for the 20 to be changed, asking for, saying that that's all I wanted. I ended up just giving the 20 to the guys because there was 2 older men and I knew they would end up splitting it, and it put a smile on his face, so I was happy. It's typical to give them about 5 pesos if you go through. That's not bad, but 20 is definitely a nicer tip than that. It's just because I didn't have anything else. So when you're in Mexico, definitely try to keep that. That is a huge thing because so much does not take card here. And one of the main tips that Kimberly gave me, and I didn't really get it until later on, was if you have a 500 that's not typically used on side streets and stuff like in smaller shops, a lot of times they have problems giving you change for 500s. So places like Chedraui, or like, I don't want to say legitimate shops because that's kind of insulting, but more name brand shops, I would say, use your 500s there and break it, because you're not, I bought $250 or pesos worth of a jacket and these bracelets here, and they had trouble getting me the change for it. She had to go through 3 different shops to see if anybody else had the change, and that was in Cholula, but which is even in a smaller town. So definitely keep the 20s and the change pesos here. It helps out a lot. But back to that, so I just ended up giving them 20 and I left. And I walked I can walk to the hotel from here, which is extremely helpful. And they're nothing but nice. The front door is locked and only open by the people, only open by the front desk person. So it's an extremely safe hotel, easy to get back to because of it's right next to Six Flags. So even if you don't speak that much Spanish, you can just tell your Uber, tell whatever, that you're near Six Flags. And you can easily walk from Six Flags if you don't get dropped off at the correct location. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the day. That wraps up kind of Chedraui here. I'll probably take you through the store just to kind of show you around, show you how things are in Spanish, the difference in the bakery from the United States to here, which is absolutely phenomenal. Difference in the way the seafood's kept. Well, not really, it's not too much different, but I'll do a later video on that, just because things look a little bit different, but most of it would be kind of normal. I really don't know what alarm's going off right now, but there's a bunch of little stores in here. Definitely a neat mall, not really a mall, but a shopping center, I would say, to check out. But yeah, guys, thanks for checking out the channel and watching the video. I hope you've been enjoying our time through Mexico. It's been a blast for me. I absolutely love this country. The culture, there's a lot of aspects that it's really hard to explain what's different until you're here and experience it. And having Kimberly along with me has definitely enhanced that experience because of the Spanish and because this is her hometown. And being able to see it from a perspective of not just a tourist. And I think that's one thing that we really miss a lot of times coming from coming from the U.S. to other countries. We see it through a tourist's eyes and not people that live there. And I'm one of those people, I love to see it from the perspective of people that are living here. It makes the country that much more beautiful. But yeah, guys, I'll keep you updated. We're going to Michoacan tomorrow. I think that's from what Kimberly's told me, I believe that's a big center for of making guitars. There's actually the big Coco guitar, which if you've been keeping up with Disney movies, which most people can at least know the advertisement. Coco was that recent Mexican movie that just came out, and it was about the Day of the Dead. A lot of Mexican culture is ingrained in that movie, so it just makes a great comparison. But we're actually going to go to the town that movie is centered out of, and that's where her dad is from. So hopefully it's going to be a great trip. They're kind of questioning the safety of the region, so we'll see how many videos I'm actually able to get. It might be on less quality. I apologize for that. It's just sometimes Kimberly doesn't want to bring out her phone. I completely understand, because there's the whole grab it and run right out of your hand if you're not paying attention, and especially when you're shooting videos, it's hard to watch the environment around you. So I completely understand her not wanting to pull it out. Okay, so Kimberly just got back and she's not very happy right now. How long did they have you wait?
Like 1 hour.
Yeah, so I've been sitting here for an hour, making YouTube videos and playing dominoes on my phone. Yeah, so what were you doing?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Well, I mean, you gotta tell me what you were doing first.
What have you been doing first?
Yeah, what were you doing?
My dad sent money, so I was like, how do you say that? Like,
Trying to get it.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you can just say trying to get it, I guess.
I don't know how you call it actually, but yeah. So I called, then they sent me to the customer service, and then they were like, okay, so someone is coming, someone's gonna help you, and they called it like maybe 5, 6, maybe 7 times, like 2 people, right? Like 2 people, and then no one came after 40 minutes, and they were like, oh, you can do it in the pharmacy too, we're not doing it here. And I was like,
yeah, I should have shot a video, but she was standing at that service desk for it seems like forever.
And then I went to this guy, and here's more complicated, because you have to understand that it's not like Walmart. Like, customer service is easier. Like, you have all the money in customer service, so if you have a breakdown, you just do it there. Here is more like you go to customer service to complain or return something back, and they will give you the money there, or they will fix it there. And here it's not. They need I don't know, someone else to fix the problem, and then they will go to someone else to get the money. And so what this guy in the pharmacy was like, okay, I'll give you the money, but you have to fill out these papers and these papers and these papers, and then I'm coming back with your money because I need a supervisor to check this and give me the money. So he went for 2 people, I guess, and then a supervisor came, and then they didn't have change. So
I was wondering where you went.
The supervisor had to go back and get change to give me money.
Yeah, she was gone forever. I saw her, she was over at the help desk over here, and then I was looking around and she disappeared from over there, and then I saw her walking down the main aisle over here, and I was just like, I don't know where she's going now. But yeah, it took her about an hour to get all that money. But it's all for going to Michoacan. Like I said, we'll try to get what we can. We're going with her mom tonight, leaving tonight, and hopefully we're gonna get there in the morning. So we're gonna try to shoot what we can. I'm gonna try to talk a little bit, but we probably won't get too much. Like I said, there's probably gonna be places where she's not gonna want to bring out her phone. I told them about that, how people will grab it and run. How people will grab it and run and stuff. So I said that we'll try to do our best when we're in Michoacan.
Yeah,
but
so we might not get anything because I don't know. I'm just not trying to show anything.
Well, I also said that we might use a lesser quality camera for it. And so yeah, like I said, sorry if it is a little lesser quality. It's just because we're gonna have to use one of our I have an iPhone 5 right now.
We're gonna might use the iPhone 5C.
Yeah, mine's just a standard iPhone 5. Hers is an iPhone 5C. We're normally shooting on the iPhone 7 something? 8. Oh, my bad. iPhone 8. We're usually shooting on that. So if it's a little less quality, we're sorry, but we're gonna try to show you the best we can. But yeah, until later.